Hello, everybody. Started off, we're doing UFC 263. It's the weigh-in recap. We'll go through the entire card. We'll give our predictions, and we'll also go through some of the best bets that we can potentially play here. Looking forward to this card tonight, guys. I am pumped. I'm planning on going live, doing a stream for the actual pay-per-view portion of the card. Not going to be live for the entire thing, but for the pay-per-view portion, I'll set aside some time. We'll make it happen. We'll be live. If you're just tuning in, smash that like button. Goal on this video, we got to hit at least 65 likes. I know this is not our normal weigh-in recap. We're on the road, as you guys know, so we're doing it at the hotel. Normally, I would have released this yesterday, but doing it with a good amount of time. A lot of people probably going to see it. Glad you guys are tuning in. We'll start it off. First fight of the night in just a moment. It is all the way at the bottom here, or actually looking here for the weigh-in recap. We're at the top. We got the MMA Junkie page pulled up. Shout out to them. It's Jake Collier versus Carlos Filipe. I'll also pull up the Tapology page as well here. Get it loaded up here. Man, this internet's going superbly slow over here. I apologize. We might not even be able to have the tails of the tape. All right, we'll slide it down. Hey, it's on the road. You know how it is with these hotel Wi-Fis. I'm just thankful that I actually pulled off this live stream while I'm here. All right, so first fight, Carlos Filipe, Jake Collier. You guys listened earlier in the week. I do mention Jake Collier, you know, at 205 was a pretty athletic guy. And I mean, there's still obviously that skill set deep down in there. Is the bigger guy of the two against Carlos Filipe here in the heavyweight division. Weight-wise, very similar, both at the upper limit in the 260s. Seeing them face off almost for a second, I thought Carlos Filipe looked like a young Mark Hunt. The thing is here with Filipe, and the reason I'm not superbly hype on betting him, he's not a huge guy for the heavyweight division. Not that Collier is this great fighter, but Filipe is also not a finisher. So let's say we're looking at 3 rounds of competitive action here. I think Filipe decision is a really realistic outcome, and I really do believe that is what's going to end up happening here. 26 versus 32. Jake Collier, I don't know how the weight gain came to be. Like, I'm so curious, like, his story and why he went from, you know, shredded 6-pack abs to one of the chubbiest guys on the roster. It just blows my mind. He's not the same human. Odds-wise, sitting around that minus 175 range, we're going to make sure, though. Minus 155, plus 145. I am not crazy with Filipe, but I do think he should really win here. He's aggressive. He mixes it up with the hands. A smart play bet. You know, I would say that should cash, but I don't think, you know, throw crazy amounts of numbers at it. Maybe you put Filipe in like a moderate risk parlay too. As far as Filipe, how he wins, it's usually by decision. I don't see much difference here. Plus 155, plus 160. If you also like maybe fight goes the distance play, minus 155. I know for heavyweights that's normally dangerous, but neither of these guys dynamite punchers, and I don't think either of them are chinny either. So for me, Filipe for the win. He beats Jake Collier. Moving on up to the next fight on this card. It is Farah Ziyam and Luigi Vanderhove. With Ziyam, more of a technical kickboxer, decent range management from the outside. Not great, but decent. Obviously, height advantage in this matchup against Luigi. It's a good amount, 5'8" to 6'1", 2-inch reach advantage as well. For me, Vanderhove has more methods to victory, whereas Ziyam needs a technical decision. So for me, I got to ride with the Italian Stallion. I do think he has the power in the hands to get it done. Watch out for his looping hooks. I do think he can find the chin of Faraz. Faraz is not a bad fighter by any means, not like supremely impressed by him, but he did beat Jamie Malarkey, who's okay. On the other side, I mean, Luigi Vanderhove has 1 loss as a pro, and that was to Alizio Zaleski, and that was, you know, almost 3 years ago. I like Vanderhove, the power in the punches. I feel like he has more methods to win here. And I do feel like he's going to put Ziyam to sleep in the second round. I'm going second round knockout Luigi Vanderhove. And I do think as an underdog, he's not a terrible underdog play. The only true fear here would simply be that size difference. You know, from the outside, the kicks from range could potentially be an issue if Ziyam is really on point with his range management. Don't necessarily know if he will be. As far as how they look facing off, I mean, it just, I don't know why. I look at Ziyam and I don't see him winning the fight. I don't know why. I see Vanderhove just more of an intense guy. I see him getting the W. Stylistically decent matchup here. Odds-wise, obviously, Luigi is a slight plus money if you do want to play. If I have to throw a prop at you that you want to play, and we're going to give you my pick for the prop of the day for each of these fights, and then we'll go over, obviously, like some of the best bets that you can make towards the end. We didn't do a best bets video this week on the road, but we're still getting you the betting picks as best as we can here. Vanderhove wins by a knockout. Inside the distance in itself is plus 248, plus 260. I like him by knockout at plus 360 if you are looking to prop it up. And if you're on Ziyam, even, you know, from the other side, I can look at it, you know, objectively. Ziyam by a decision is a realistic play if you wanted to sprinkle that, maybe to save you on the backside. Because if he does win, I realistically think that is his method to victory. Fight goes the distance. It would have potential if Ziyam wins. I think Vanderhove, though, gets it done with the hands. Watch out for those hooks. Going to put Ziyam to sleep, especially the lankier guy. That overhand's open. The chin sometimes a little bit high for Ziyam. I'm going knockout win for Luigi Vanderhove in our second fight of the night, and we're going to work our way up fast here. We're getting all the way to the top. So many fights on this card. Can't wait for it. Steven Peterson, Chase Hooper. Man, Chase Hooper in his last fight was getting beat up bad, and then he ends up coming through, beating Peter Barrett with the heel hook. He's a submission game guy. What does Steven Peterson do really well? He defends submissions really well. He's never been submitted as a professional. I think that's advantageous. The older guy, he's 31. Chase Hooper, 21. He's not an old guy, Peterson. The reason I bring up the age here is simply that man's strength. He's going to be able to bully Chase Hooper. Hooper's striking bad. He is a southpaw, but his striking is just terrible. I think straight shots land down the line for Peterson. He's not super athletic on the feet. Unpredictable striker is Peterson. He's never been submitted, that high guard style. I think he could work towards a decision, but I also think he could TKO Chase Hooper too. So Steven Peterson for the win here at this close money, unless he somehow gets caught in a heel hook, because that's Chase Hooper's means to victory. Realistically, the only way I see Hooper winning this fight is heel hook. The only way. And I think Steven Peterson is not getting a heel hook. Never been submitted before in how many pro fights? A ton. He's not getting submitted here by Chase Hooper. As far as the props, if you are on that Hooper heel hook train, plus 240, it's not great. If you want to bet down for Peterson, wins inside the distance, plus 300, but I think more likely it would be Peterson by a knockout. I don't see him tapping out Hooper. I mean, who knows? It could happen, but I think unlikely, plus 330 range. If he does get the TKO, Peterson by a decision, plus 210. But honestly, I just like the straight bet here, guys. I think that that's a pretty valuable straight. I think you put him on a parlay that you really want to juice up. So yeah, we're going to go Steven Peterson to beat Chase Hooper in this matchup. We'll look at them on the scales here, pull them up. Doesn't change anything for me. I think that Steven Peterson is going to dominate Chase Hooper here. So we're going Steven to get it done. This is our third fight of the night. Let's keep on moving while I wait for this loading here, because hotel Wi-Fi keeps it slow, guys. We're lagging out bad here. What is going on? Come on. Apologize about any lag that you guys are seeing here. This is rough right now. I don't know if the hotel Wi-Fi is catching on that I'm using VPN over here. This is terrible. Let's give it a minute, guys. I'm gonna let everything reload up here. How's it look? Let me know, guys. If it's lagging bad, let me know. I'm gonna check up on my phone here and see what's going on with stream. I gotta make sure this thing's working before I keep talking. Or honestly, I might just have to keep it on a certain page. I might just honestly not even mess around and put up Tapology. We're leaving the ceremonial weigh-ins up and the betting thing, because this hotel Wi-Fi is shatting the bed on me, which is why you guys see I haven't done any live streams for the fights, because it's not all that great. But I'm here now. Let's cover the next fight of the night, and let's talk about it. Terence McKee, who I'm super pumped about, and I think actually has a ton of potential moving forward, takes on Matt Frivola, the steamroller. This is a fun matchup, guys. I'm actually really excited for it, and I think that we are in store for an exciting prospect that could seriously make a name for himself here. He has a huge opportunity in Terence McKinley. Deadly ground and pound, knockout power. I mean, to me, I am big on Terence McKinley. I will admit, you look at the other side, he's fighting no slouch at all in Matt Frivola, the steamroller. This is a very difficult matchup. You look at Matt, you look at Terence on the scales, he looks good. I am high on this kid. You look at the LFA main event guys, they've been doing great in the UFC. They've been having great wins. So for me, I'm going to ride with Terence McKinley for the upset here, guys. I have to. I have this gut feeling. I love the story. I just, started really becoming a Terence McKinley fan in the past 2 weeks after hearing his story and then watching him actually go out there and destroy his opponent. Hasn't fought anybody at the level of Frivola. As a dog play, McKinley should have some value. He should come out barking. I do worry a little bit about that weight cut back-to-back. I just have a good feeling. I'm going to ride with McKinley inside the distance. I think he gets a knockout win in the second round, plus 335. As an underdog straight, you can get him at plus 185. I think he's a valuable dog here. So for me, I am going to ride Terence McKinley for the victory. He's going to get it done, and I'm super pumped to see how he looks out there in his UFC debut. Knockout win for Terence McKinney. Let's get it rolling, and let's keep the LFA guys on the roll. I mean, the LFA guys coming over are doing fantastic right now, and I feel like McKinley's going to be no exception. Let's keep it moving. Alexis Davis versus Penny Kianzad. How's it look on the screen there? Can you guys see the bodies well? Yeah, you can. Okay, I just want to make sure we're all good to go. I might zoom just a bit. All right. Because we're only bringing up this screen, man. Tapology's lagging for us a bit here at the hotel. Penny Kianzad, Alexis Davis. Davis is an old girl at this point, and that's no disrespect to her, but for women's MMA, she's getting up there in age. You look at the fights, hasn't always looked super impressive, never really had great striking. On the other side, you're taking a girl, Penny Kianzad, beat up Sijara Eubanks, decent jab, decent straight punches. Honestly, the takedown defense isn't bad. If you get her down, she gets up to her feet. Davis's only means to victory is a grinding decision, whereas I think Penny Kianzad really is going to dominate striking-wise, kickboxing way better, boxing way better, levels above with the hands. As far as women's MMA goes, yes, it's always a risk, but Penny Kianzad is one of those females that I really think she has it here. And I think maybe it would be somebody that you parlay up. Put her on your moderate risk parlay if you want to play with her. Don't maybe put her in the locks of the night parlay, locks of the night. But at the end of the day, I do believe Kianzad for a decision is actually a good play. Fight is going the distance here without a doubt. So if you want to throw some money down at that, should really deliver. Kianzad decision, minus 135. I just hate seeing negative money for betting the props because props are just such high risk. So don't do that. Let's go Penny Kianzad straight, or let's do Penny Kianzad in a parlay. She's going to beat up Alexis Davis, though, here, guys. Let's keep it pumping and keep it moving on down. Hakeem Dawodu versus Movsar Evloev. Look at the stare down. These guys are intense right here. They're facing off. This is going to be a fight, guys, because this is the prospect matchup. I am super excited. Honestly, I feel like Movsar Evloev, Hakeem Dawodu is going to be a technical kickboxing match. Now, I feel like the speed of Dawodu makes a difference. Evloev does have some decent grappling, but I don't think Hakeem Dawodu, I think you guys would all agree, he has no real struggles on the ground. He's a pretty efficient mixed martial artist wherever the fight tends to go. So for me, I am on the underdog in Hakeem Dawodu. So let's find the odds for this one. Dawodu is sitting at a plus 200 dog. Guys, there's some juicy dogs here that I'm really enjoying. I'm going Dawodu. Evloev has not faced defeat yet. I don't see him finishing his career undefeated. I think eventually all fighters take a loss, and I think this is going to be the first ever defeat for him. I gotta ride with my guy Hakeem Dawodu. The faster hands, I think, honestly, are going to be a solid difference maker here in this matchup. We're going with him. I like a decision play. Fight goes the distance here, highly likely at the minus 225, minus 240 range. Dawodu wins by a decision, plus 325, plus 350. But at plus 200, you might as well just bet him straight and not worry about the method. But realistically, he really should beat Movsar Evloev by a decision. Should be a good matchup. Both hot prospects. With hot prospects, things can truly go either way. But how I feel is Hakeem Dawodu for the victory. So let's ride with him and let's keep it on moving. throughout this card. Joanne JoJo Calderwood taking on. Oh, Peterson. Hold on, guys. I did want to note this. I meant to note this. Okay, Peterson missed weight for his fight against Chase Hooper. That kind of just makes me more confident in him. He's going to have so much strength advantage. But that's besides the point. Let's move to this fight here. It's JoJo versus Lauren Murphy. Technical striking advantage, JoJo Calderwood. I feel like she's the better girl on the feet by a fairly significant margin here, but Lauren Murphy is scrappy and tough. So technique, not all about it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you have that it factor and Murphy does it, it can be a tough fight. I do think it's competitive for JoJo here, but I feel like stylistically, it's actually not a terrible matchup striking-wise if she can defend the takedown. I believe she will. Lauren Murphy, got to give her some credit. The girl's pretty physically strong, good grappling game. JoJo right now has the biggest chance. A win here pushes her towards title contention. A loss, I believe she will never fight for a world title. I love JoJo. She's been around since the tough days in the early season for that bantamweight division way back in the day. We're going JoJo. JoJo Calderwood win here. Close decision in a scrappy fight with the always tough Lauren Murphy. Cannot wait for these girls to mix it up. Odds for this one, JoJo's slight favorite, minus 125, plus 115. As a fan, I am going to just enjoy the show from the outside. I personally love the fight goes the distance play here, but it's gotten pretty deep at that minus 300. If you're on JoJo, you could go Calderwood wins by a decision, but the plus money's not great. Murphy wins by a decision. The plus money's so much better for how close the odds really are. I personally like the fight goes the distance play, but I don't like the price tag of it. Maybe if you can, parlay it up with something, you do a fight goes the distance mixed with something else. I think JoJo Calderwood decision win in a competitive fight, in a very competitive fight versus Lauren Murphy here. But let's keep it moving, guys. Oh, look at these guys. Darren Stewart at light heavyweight. Eric Anders. The rematch is booked after the no contest. Anders was on his way to knocking him senseless in that fight. He was hurt bad. Eric Anders is going to probably repeat the same thing. Striking-wise, I think from the center of the octagon, speed advantage for Darren Stewart was pretty evident. And I do think he's the more technical striker. The thing is, Anders is physically stronger. He's the bigger guy, and he's a pressure-heavy fighter. I think he gets Darren Stewart's back up against the cage, and I think he knocks him out early in the second round or even towards the end of the first. Also, up a weight class, Darren Stewart's speed is going to be down, and Anders' durability is up. This is just not a good matchup for Darren Stewart here, especially at how bad that first fight was going for him. Let's check out the odds. Minus 145, Eric Anders. Guys, Eric Anders might be one of the money plays of the week. Let's talk about Eric Anders for a second. He's gotten a lot better. Good matchup, physically stronger against a guy with spotty grappling skills. Hopefully you guys don't hear that horn of that boat. It's super loud. Anders wins by a decision plus 230. Or excuse me, not by a decision. What am I talking about? Anders wins by a decision. Anders wins by a knockout plus 230. Might have some true value there, guys. I'm going Anders. I would bet him straight. I would parlay him up, and I would even consider propping him up. Let's go Eric Anders for the win, and I am pretty damn confident in this matchup because we already saw how that fight was going. The pressure of Anders will break Darren Stewart, especially up a weight class. But let's keep it moving, guys. This is a fun matchup. Brad Riddell, Drew Dober. I am attempting to be live for both of these fights and the pay-per-view. So my goal is to do a 7-fight live stream tonight, talking about every fight live. Maybe we'll even do some live betting. So definitely make sure you guys tune in to that. We'll be going through the card, doing the breakdowns as we go live, and I can't wait for the play-by-play. You guys know I love doing the play-by-play. It's one of my favorite things to do. So we'll definitely be doing it, man. Excellent shape for both guys, first and foremost. Brad Riddell is more technical. Drew Dober is more powerful. I really believe the young Brad Riddell on the rise, prospect, unbeaten in the UFC, first stern test up in competition. Dober's a very skilled fighter. Do not get me wrong. I think Drew Dober is actually really good. I mean, he ran into a killer in the last fight with Makhachev, but at the end of the day, I don't think that necessarily matters here. I feel like Brad Riddell on the feet, striking advantage. Dober probably has a slight advantage with knockout power. He's also a southpaw, which could be tricky. The thing is, a lot of Thai guys. He has that Thai background. He's seen the Thai styles. You look in Asia, a lot of those guys are southpaws. I believe Riddell, he's used to that southpaw style. He's seen it. He's not a guy that doesn't have a good amount of experience. The left hook and straight combination is dangerous. Look for him to land it here against Drew Dober. I don't see Dober knocking out Riddell. I don't see Dober out-grappling Riddell. I see Riddell, technical, Muay Thai display, Victory by a decision. Brad Riddell here. What should be a great featured prelim. Guys, overall, this card is fantastic. And if you have not yet, smash that like button. Let's keep that algorithm pumping here. And let's get these likes moving. I am going to check up on the live chat here now. I was a little bit delayed on it. Shout out everybody inside of the live chat. What's Collier's best road to victory? Really none. Maybe split decision. Let's see. Luigi by sub plus 900. There's always value on those sub props. You think Kianzad's on a KO or that could happen? I think he could catch Frivola for sure. I know what you meant. No, I know what you meant. Don't worry about it, brother. Dawodu taking the 0 today. Yeah, I think he's going to take that win. Hakeem split decision, bro. That's my pick. Thoughts on the Stewart? Yeah, you guys know my thoughts. We just talked about that one. You guys think Murphy? That could definitely happen for sure. JoJo, I think the fight goes the distance though. Eric Anders, yeah, he played football. That strength is for real, guys. That strength is for real. Appreciate everybody tuning in to this live chat. What is going on? Everybody that just got in, everybody that's been here, smash that like button. Goal in this video, 65 likes. I know it's not like how we normally do it. We do it way before in advance, but at the end of the day, we're still here doing this live stream for the UFC, making it happen, guys, and that's what it's about. It looks like Chad versus Incel. That's funny, man. Doberman, that's funny. Dober's a scrapper. Yeah, Dober is a scrappy dude. Dober's nasty. I'll be honest. I think Dober's nasty. But the thing is, when you fight a technical Muay Thai striker like Brad Riddell, especially a Thai guy, they're used to southpaws, he's having no issues. I think he's beaten up Drew Dober. Not going to knock him out, though. I think Dober's durability is pretty real, and the knockout power is real. Riddell, technical decision. Jamal Hill and Paul Craig. The beef is real with these guys, and I'll be honest, out of the whole card, I love this fight. So Jamal Hill is a guy I'm very confident in. I am betting Jamal Hill personally, guys. I think he's going to beat the brakes off of Paul Craig. Athleticism advantage, speed advantage, range advantage. I mean, the only place that there's definitely an advantage for Craig is that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Also, Hill is a southpaw. Watch for him to land that straight shot down the line. I'll be honest, Paul Craig is a fun light heavyweight. He's a good light heavyweight, but he's not a future title challenger. I actually think Jamal Hill has potential to be a top 7 guy in the world at worst. I think he could also be a top 4 guy if he really continues to put it all together. The striking is special. He has the personality. He's got a precise left hand, and he's got some real knockout power, and he's dangerous in the clinch too. Knockout in the first round. He's putting it on Paul Craig here. Both these guys not like super ripped or jacked, but that doesn't matter. It's a skilled fight here, and stylistically, I think we're in store for a very fun matchup with Jamal Hill sleeping Paul Craig opening round here. Let's find the odds. The Dober Riddell odds we didn't even talk about. Dober's a minus 140 favorite for this Riddell fight, plus 130 dog, guys. Snag Riddell up maybe at that plus 130, and maybe even you can decision prop play it. You do. Let's see Riddell by a decision real quick. Sorry that I skipped it on the last one. I was getting excited checking up on that live chat with you guys. Plus 250 Riddell decision. The straight dog play is good too, man. So many potential dogs on this card. My goodness, I'm excited. Jamal Hill, though, one of those, like, for me, I'm going to call Jamal, like, my lock play of the night. At the end of the day, all the picks I'm confident in either way. I'll tell you if I'm not, and I'm confident in a good amount of them. Obviously, you guys could tell. And Jamal Hill versus Paul Craig, no exception. Excellent matchup. Craig is getting slept, guys, and it's going to be vicious. It's going to be intense, and Jamal Hill is making a serious name for himself, and I believe this guy's on the run. Give Jamal Hill the victory here. Minus 242. Find it at minus 250 or less. You are golden, and throw down something. He's on my parlays. So let's make it happen. We are riding with Jamal Hill for the victory. Keep it moving here. Let's go. Belal Muhammad, Damian Maia. My goodness, this is a fun fight. I really feel like, stylistically speaking, Damian Maia 7 years ago, I think he would have choked out Belal Muhammad. But he's so slow. He's so old now. His chin is fading. I'm not going to tell you guys Damian Maia has much of a chance here. Belal Muhammad also has a superior wrestling at this point, but I do. So here's what I'm going to say. Because it's Damian Maia, and because Damian Maia, for some reason, has a plus, you can find a plus 450 for a submission, Damian Maia should never be above a plus 300 for winning by submission, because he can tap out any fighter in the world on the ground. I think Bilal avoids the ground, and I think he probably outstrikes Maia, and I think he could TKO him. So Muhammad by a TKO play around the plus 400 range is actually not all that bad. So for me, I am riding with Bilal Muhammad to get the win, and I think decision or TKO in this matchup, leaning TKO because I feel like Maia's getting old, guys. So let's bet Bilal Muhammad. And you know what? Let's also prop up Maia by submission. Let's play it intelligently here just in case he locks it up. Let's keep it moving, though. Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards. Almost done here. We're working towards the end. We got the featured bout of the night, guys. Nate Diaz is in store for a beating, and I hate to say it. I am a big Nate Diaz fan. I think we all are. Very few people don't like Nate Diaz, and I feel like this is the worst matchup for him. Taller guy. More patient guy, technical guy, a guy that can strike, can grapple, can kind of do everything extremely well versus Nate Diaz, who's extremely hittable. I'll be honest, physical strength is not one of his attributes, and he's taken on a legit welterweight. Look at Masvidal. He's not a huge welterweight, and he put it on Nate. Leon Edwards is going to be more technical and precise than that, probably take a bit longer, but I do think TKO win for Leon or even a decision, but I think he lopsidedly beats Nate Diaz here. I think Leon's another lock play of the night. I would love to see Nate pull off a victory, and you know what? Because of the love of Nate Diaz, if you guys want to just bet him down because we love Nate and just he probably doesn't win, it is what it is. Minus 500-ish for Leon. Maybe we do Nate Diaz wins by a submission. What's that at? Diaz by a TKO is plus 800. My goodness. Guys, let's do this. Diaz submission plus 1185. Sprinkle that down just for Nate Diaz's sake. I'm going to throw a little bit of something at it just for my love for Nate Diaz. At the end of the day, I do think Nate Diaz is going to get destroyed here, though, guys, and I don't think it's all that competitive. Bad matchup. Why'd they do this to our boy Nate Diaz? I don't know. I think they want to make a showcase for Leon and try to turn him into a star because they realize Nate Diaz is 36 years old. He's on the wrong side of 35. He's getting beat up bad here. I think he might even get knocked out. Plus 100 for Edwards by a knockout. I could see it. Past that, like 2.5 mark, I think we're looking at a knockout. So I do think an over 1.5 is extremely likely. Over 2.5 is pretty damn likely as well. Let's go with Leon as a lock play. But the odds are just not all that juicy. But he's going to beat up Nate, guys. Oh, it's going to suck to watch. Moreno, Figueiredo, even though I'm on Figgy, as you guys know, and he looks incredible, I damn sure hope I'm wrong because I love Brandon Moreno, man. I don't know why Figueiredo felt the need to shove the guy. I mean, Moreno and him, I know they got history and whatnot, but Figueiredo definitely a little bit emotional in this fight. I think it could potentially bite him in the ass because I do think he thinks he's going to knock out Brandon Moreno. I think live betting might be a real thing here because the first 2 rounds, I'm expecting Figueiredo to try to take this man's head off or snatch up the neck and just kill him. So I'm going to ride with Davison. I do think he finds a way to win by a decision, but goddamn, I really feel like Brandon Moreno is a live underdog here, especially seeing them face off. The way that Figueiredo's acting, that arrogance he's bringing, that attitude, that I see it as insecurity, and I think he's a little bit fearful. This is a fight he's fearful in. Guys, I think the over 2.5 has value here at minus 140. I think if Figueiredo does finish, it's a submission, and it's probably a guillotine choke or a rear naked choke. I don't think it's a joint submission. Moreno win by TKO plus 950. No. Figueiredo plus 155, plus 175 range. Figueiredo submission. Oh, man, plus 900 for Figgy submission. That's kind of surprising that it's that crazy because the only way Moreno's been finished is by submission by Pantoja back in the day. Maybe Figueiredo by a decision. Don't love that prop play. Honestly, I would recommend you guys more towards betting straight in this fight. If you love the dog, plus 168, Brandon Moreno. It's like one of those things like I want to make money and I want to bet and I want to have the right prediction, but it's like, you know, Brandon Moreno is just such a great guy, man. So I want to be wrong here. I'm going to honestly consider sprinkling Moreno down tonight, and live betting is going to be a real thing here because I have a feeling Figueiredo's coming out aggressive and trying to take this man's head clean off. So we're going Figgy for the victory, but damn, for some reason, I have a little weird feeling like Moreno might shock the world tonight. So that's something to note if you guys are planning on betting this fight here. But Figgy should be winning this fight. Just Moreno, something special I'm feeling. Man, I got to say, look how great shape Vettori's in, man. Both these guys, incredible shape. I'm checking the gyno nipples. What's going on, Izzy? What's up, Izzy? Why is it that Izzy has like slight gyno all the time? I don't know. Little suspect. A little bit of suspect. Maybe he's got some health issue. I don't know. But little suspect. That's all I'm saying. This matchup here, Marvin Vettori taking on Israel Adesanya. This is such a fun fight. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. So I do believe you are going to see Marvin Vettori attempt to get this fight to the ground consistently. I do feel like the range management of Adesanya is some of the best in the game. I do think he's going to chop away at the legs. I do think he's going to land straight punches. He's going to feint. I feel like a TKO is very possible if Adesanya can land one of those precise strikes. I believe he's going to go in God mode for this fight and get the win. I feel like he's in Vettori's head a bit, but granted, Vettori's always just a really intense guy and crazy. Striking-wise, he doesn't have a chance. Physical strength, definitely slight advantage to Vettori. But Jan Blachowicz is an absolute monster, and as I've said before, the man is possessed, and he beats Adesanya in a competitive fight. I don't see Vettori competitive. He doesn't offer any threat on the feet, and on the ground, he's good, but I don't think good enough to dominate Adesanya and give him a brutal beating. Adesanya maybe decisions it up if it's a harder fight than expected, but I'm going TKO round 3, guys. Let's see what the odds. Minus 245, plus 225, over 1.5, over 2.5, over 3.5. I'm going to be honest, I don't love the props on this one for the actual guy I have winning. The prop that I actually really like is the plus 900 Vettori submission, because I think that he could find a way to the neck. Like, if he was to win, I'm not saying that he's going to find a way to the neck. I'm not saying that it's even close to likely of happening. Maybe 6% chance, but 6% chance at plus 900. If you want to play it, the money's real on that one if you threw something down at it, and it definitely could happen. But that would be more of the Hail Marys. That's definitely a Hail Mary prop, as we had a couple of them. Overall, we're looking at a pretty fun card. I'm really excited. Let's give this card a score. Honestly, I'm calling this like an A card. Like, this is a fantastic card. Now, let me check up on this live chat as well and see what is going on. Brandon Moreno, one of the most likely guys in the game. Yeah, I agree, Mr. UFC Gambling Addicts. You are 100% right on that, bro. Over 2.5 has some good value. And also, guys, you can check out UFC Gambling Addicts channel. So, shout out to you, my guy. Over 2.5 value, definitely. Let's keep on seeing what I missed here. 3 units on Adesanya straight. I think that's the better way to play that fight. Over 2.5, yes. I think they both have improved. Let's see. More plates, more dates. Yeah, more plates, more dates exposed it. I don't want to talk on that subject of what more plates, more dates talks about, but I do agree with him, man. Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think that he's probably right about Izzy, to be honest. But we just don't want to say that here, because I can't. Also, babyface assassin and new by split. I'm gonna be honest. Even if the pick would be wrong there, I'd love to see the babyface assassin get that win, man. You think Mike, you think that you might see an upset in the main event? Hey, it's definitely possible. You guys like Moreno 4th round? Okay, guys, I'm pumped. Round 3. You got round 2 starts at minus 190 MMA locker room. All right, that's a good play, bro. I like it. Hakeem versus Evelev is your fight. All right, I like that fight too, man. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, guys. I'm so pumped. I'm gonna be live tonight, making some things happen. Shout out everybody in the live chat. Love you guys. And we are gonna talk about some potential parlays. And if you have not yet, you make sure you smash that like button. Help the channel out. Let's keep growing. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel too, covering all things MMA. Not in the normal office. We're on the road, but you guys know the dedication. I don't care where I am. We're going to get videos out to the people. And let's keep on moving, and let's do it. The parlays that I think should have some potential value here. Okay. I feel like we got to be intelligent with these parlays. I don't want to be stupid, and make some crazy mistakes, bet some wrong plays. So we're going Eric Anders and Jamal Hill, 2-fight parlay that I am playing and I think has value. Plus 139. You throw something at it, that's good money back at you. Jamal Hill straight. I mean, if you throw $1,000 down on him, you could really make something, because I do believe he's going to get it done. All right, so this is a 2-fight parlay. This is the money safer parlay. But if you guys want to spice things up a bit, I mean, Leon Edwards obviously should win, but it's just that minus 545 is so hideous to look at. I hate betting down the minus 445, but have to do it here. Now, if I got to add somebody else to the parlay that I feel like has the value that I want and could really come through nicely for us, I think Steven Peterson, another one, plus 430. This is a great 4-fighter parlay. If you pass it, let's be honest, 4-fighter parlays are extreme risk. Anything past 4-fighter parlays, you're playing the lottery at that point, because the fight game is insane. I say this all the time. I don't want to throw down for the women's MMA fights, because I just feel like you could really get creamed, but I don't hate a long shot parlay, a true Hail Mary style play at plus 696 for these 5 fighters. The reason I'm leaving out some of the top guys is because I believe Vettori Adesanya when you have the best skill level in the world, it's who shows up that night. So at the end of the day, let's say one of them has an off night and one of them is on their absolute game. It can go either way. Definitely possible we see upsets in those main 2 fights. I would love to see, if I had to pick an upset, if I had to give out a wish, I would love to see Moreno get the title because he's such a great guy. And it'd be nice. I think that would be the first ever Mexican MMA champion that's, Mexican born, because I know obviously Cain Velasquez, American born. That would be an excellent moment for Mexican combat sports, man. That would be great. Pani Kianzad, but let's take her off. And also, if you want to throw Riddell, that brings you to plus 1120. There's some fun parlays that you can play for this card. I do think there's obviously going to be some riskier ones that you could end up trying to throw down. You could add in Bilal Muhammad. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm feeling great tonight. I want to bet everybody down. I want to go crazy. So let's go crazy and let's create a crazy one. This is the crazy parlay. This is like don't play this with too much money, because this really shouldn't hit, but I really think it can, because I just have a strange gut feeling that we're looking at a potential money play. But bet it intelligently, please. Don't go crazy. Plus 2,841 for this parlay. As you guys know, I like the 2 or 3 fighter parlays. Let's be intelligent here. Let's play it smart. If I had to give you the best bet of the night for your value, honestly, down low, Steven Peterson's pretty valuable. I'm going to give you 3. Peterson's very valuable for this money here. I feel like Eric Anders, extreme value for the money there, and Jamal Hill, another one with some great value. Granted, not as good value at the minus 240, but he's going to beat up Paul Craig, and I think Jamal Hill, another lock play. I think he's the true lock play. If I had to pick one guy, it'd be him. Overall, we're looking at a great card. That is pretty much it for this stream. I will check up on that live chat before I go. I appreciate everybody for tuning in live here. Smash the like button. You guys taking Collier? You're liking him? I see why, because he looked big, and that's why I'm not going too crazy with the bet on that fight, man. Definitely not. Yeah, obliterate that like button, man. Thank you, guys. Thank everybody so much for being here. And I agree, Aaron Pico is a future world champion. I'm calling it right now. I called it on the live stream yesterday. He's going to pull it off. You think Moreno's one of the best underdogs? I definitely think he's a great one. He definitely could pull it off. Moreno's going to get mopped up. He could. Overall, great card. Cannot wait to see the action. For me, that is pretty much it. Thank you all so much. I will see you guys later on tonight for the live stream for this UFC pay-per-view card. Guys, smash that like button. Goal on this video, 65.